welcome to the Intuitively Wild podcast. I'm your host, Rachel Levine. Living intuitively wild is about coming back home to ourselves. This is a space for us all to walk and wander this path of life together. Let's dig into our roots and go deep. Tim, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
I've been really looking forward to having you here. I had to first work up the nerve to ask you.
Wow. What was scary about that?
I just didn't know if you would be excited about it.
Oh.
But you were hesitant at first, but then you were open.
Yeah, I haven't had an interview in a long time, so I figured it was time.
Yeah, it's time. For context, Tim is the millworker who has done all the custom woodwork in the space. He's done the apothecary and the tea ceremony table and all the different shelves and frames, and you'll have to come to the space to see it for yourself, but it's all been so beautiful, and it's just been so nice working with you and getting to know you and coming in the space and seeing you here and just being in your energy. It's been really really lovely.
Oh, thank you.
And we were connected by the interior designer I've been working with, Brooke, who has also been on the podcast. And I just knew that the more I got to know you, the more I knew I wanted to have you on for a little tea time talk together. So thank you for being here, and excited to share your
very nice
wisdom with the world.
Yeah, well, I feel the same about you. You know, Brooke, she brings me some customers sometimes, and now I always have to say, what do they like? She said that I would like you, so she was right.
I'm glad. I'm very, very glad.
You've been very nice to work for.
Oh, I appreciate that a lot. So the first question I always start off with is, what is something you wish people knew about you that you don't think many do?
Wow. Probably all it's, I don't know if I want to say this or not, but I feel like I put a lot of energy into everything I do. So I don't know if people know the amount of work that I actually put into all the things that I do. So
yeah, that's interesting, and I love that you said that, because that's one reason why I've loved working with you, is because I can tell how much you care and like how much thought you put into it. And you gave me your birth info, so I was able to look up your human design. And in your human design, you have this part of your chart where you really process and tune into your intuition by speaking things out loud, which is really funny because I was talking to Brooke the other day, and we were talking about some things what we were going to ask you to do and how one of us needed to be at the space. And I was like, yeah, Tim likes to talk things through. Like, he's definitely going to want to talk about it with us. And that was before I looked at your human design, so I was just laughing at myself when when I saw that.
Yeah.
But I've felt that through your communication and just the thought you put into everything. So I love that you also know that about yourself. Is that something that you... Well, I guess what I'll ask is, why do you think that people don't know that?
Just because I think I make stuff look a little easy, you know. And I was always that way, you know, as a photographer. It just always looked easy to everybody about, you know, watching me work. You know, I try to make it look easy, you know. Because the easier, the simpler, and the simpler, the better. So I work on that.
You work on making it look easy?
Yeah, I work on making it easy. You know, and if I'm learning something, I try to learn it slow and simple first, and that could be anything. Mostly, I think about music like that. Yeah, and then you know, once you got it feeling right and easy, then you can go faster.
Yeah, well, I'm also someone who loves simplicity, and I'm someone who can overthink things, so leaning into simplicity has been really helpful for me. And I, again, have liked how we both have kind of landed on the simpler the better. And also, I think often, especially for the aesthetic I'm going for, and just my brand in general, simpler often is truly the most aesthetic and the most useful. And I just appreciate how we've kind of both tried to cut out the extra stuff that's not needed and can overcomplicate things.
Yeah. Simple isn't easy. It's the hardest thing. When you're simple, people think you're lazy. By the great Red Mitchell, jazz bass player.
Okay, so music. So you have many different facets of and layers of who you are in your life, and I got to know you as a carpenter and the millworker, but you also have been an art photographer, and you're in a band. And I would just love to know, you obviously have the look of the artist, that comes across very clearly, at least to me. But I'm curious,
thank you,
how that path started for you and how you first got into all the different things that you do.
Well, it's funny when I think back, I don't remember, I think right around the time that I was learning photography, my brother gave me a camera and taught me how to work it. And around the same time I was at my parents' house helping the carpenter that they would have come and do remodeling in our house. And he's like, I think he was 80, at least 80, and he taught me so much at that age, and I never stopped doing the carpentry. But so then I got into photography around the same age, and I was building my darkroom sinks and getting everything together for all that. And so I've always done carpentry, and only out of necessity, really. So usually I didn't really care. I cared a little bit about how it looked, but more like the function was important,
So it began with photography and carpentry, and then where did it evolve?
At our high school in Fullerton, California, Sunny Hills High School, you weren't allowed to take photography as a freshman and sophomore. They had some weird thing about you're too young to be in a dark room, with the chemicals and everything, that kind of thing. So I took filmmaking, and we had a great filmmaker teacher. So I almost went that direction, but I just decided I wanted to do still photography, and I did a bunch of workshops and had great teachers. I had a cousin that was an advertising photographer in LA. I had a good friend of the family that was a fashion photographer in LA. So I'd go in and work for them once in a while. And then finally I just moved there to work for them. And then that's how I met Bruce Weber to move to New York and change my life completely and never look back.
So you came to New York for?
Photography.
Okay.
Yeah. I came there to work for Bruce as a photo assistant.
Okay.
And met my wife through him. I was just with him for a couple of years, and then I went on my own.
Okay.
So I was young. I was like 25.
Wow, when you went off on your own.
On my own. Yeah, and I got busy. Like within a year or two, I got very busy and stayed busy.
Wow.
All these years, except for now. Finally, hey, I'm 70, and and the only client I have is a baby client, baby fashion, and I love it.
I love that. What made you decide to go off on your own? Did you always know you wanted to do your own thing, or did that kind of happen naturally?
Oh no, I knew I wanted to be. Yeah. Being an assistant, it's like an apprenticeship. You do that, you meet people, you learn a lot, and then you hopefully can be successful going out on your own. Yeah.
And how did you know when you were making the right decision. Like if it sounds like one thing led to the next, which led to the next connection, and then the next job, and it just all
No.
like what did it?
No. I just rode the wave. I'm a California boy. Just got on that wave and rode it.
Yeah.
I still am.
How does that wave show up for you? Like, is it a feeling, or is it really just like another door opens, you're not even thinking about it, you just walk through it? Like, what is that?
Yeah, I mean, I just, actually, I got really lucky. I don't know if you know who Bruce Weber is, but he's like probably the greatest photographer alive right now, I would say.
Wow.
No, I have a lot of respect for him. And the fact that, I mean, I was following him, you know, when I lived in LA, and the fact that I got to meet him and then go work for him was like a no-brainer. You know, I just sold everything I had and, you know, moved to New York.
And so you knew instantly that that was what you wanted to do?
I was probably young and stupid. I just, you know, it's like, really? Yeah, sure, I'll go.
How would you describe yourself to other people? Like who, if someone said, who is Tim? Who are you? What would you say?
A kind, loving soul. No.
I mean, yeah.
It's hard to talk about myself like that. I don't know. I would hope that it would be about openness and try not to miss things that come my way, or you know, or that kind of, you know, shape my life, shape your life. You know, you know, and yeah, you do have to be careful of some things and some people, you know, but no, I feel, I don't know, I explain myself as kind of open to learning always. And in fact, I probably take too many lessons and things. Sometimes I wonder if I would have more of my own style if I didn't have so much exposure to other people's ways. But I've always been that kind of person. So I just, at this point, I just accept it all as like good.
That's so interesting. I also sometimes I love learning, and I love having teachers and mentors and guides, and sometimes I find, especially now, I've had to get to a point where I'm like, okay, I want to hone in on what my thing is, and mixing everything all together to like make my essence.
Yeah.
Is that something that...
Feels like you're doing it here.
Yeah, that's kind of what this is.
This is like the whole thing. You put it all together. It's nice. Glad I could help. And Brooke is so great. I mean, you picked Brooke out of nowhere, right? You tracked her down.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, well, that's me following my intuition. I often find that I'll do research online, but I immediately know, like, that's the person who I'm meant to work with, and Brooke was one of those people. And it's worked out in my favor, for sure.
Beautiful. It's really, really come along.
Yeah, you've been with us from the start, from ground zero.
Yeah, it was a blank space.
It was nothing, and you have really helped it all come together.
I feel like the curtain's going up right now. It just did really look good.
Yeah, the curtains really add. I know deciding on the curtains was at first a hard decision, but I really, since that side of the space is more the ceremony side, we're not going to have that much furniture there, and I knew I wanted something really special to like delineate the two spaces, and the curtain idea just came to me, and I don't know, I just love the idea also of like closing the curtains during ceremony, like making it a whole ritual. So yeah, I wasn't sure about the decision, but I feel like it's coming together.
I think it's helping with the sound too.
Yeah.
Softening it. Well, you got all of a sudden there's like, you know, these couches and chairs and stuff. It's soaking it up a little.
Yeah.
Because I remember being in here at the beginning, and it was loud.
It was just echoey.
Yeah.
But when we're talking about making your own thing, do you feel like you have your own essence or energy for your creations, or like your own aesthetic, or how would you describe that?
Photography-wise, it's I'm more of a lifestyle portraiture photographer. So I have ways that I like to do things, which make my style, and then not only that, it's that the other part of the thing that helps make your style as a photographer is, you take a lot of pictures, or maybe you don't have to take a lot of pictures as a photographer, but I take a lot of pictures, and then when you go to edit it, it helps make your moment. Like the picture you pick, picture I pick, kind of helps charge the style a little, And if you just always love that picture, if you love it, and it's even an out of focus picture, picture with movement, whatever, or dark, but you could still love it, and you could take that pic, and it's very Tim,
Yeah, just following the one that you love.
Yeah. So that, and with music, I think music, you are attracted to what you hear, I think. And I think that's always been the goal, is that like you hear something you love, find it, play it, and let it influence you.
Yeah. On the music end, how did that start? When did the band start? How did it come together? What did that part of your creative path look like?
Well, I kind of grew up in a musical family. And my brother who taught me photography is a really good guitar player, like R&B guitar, jazz, wow. R&B, and so then my other brother, who passed away, who's 8 years older than that brother, who's 8 years older than me. 16 years spread. Wow. He was like a child prodigy pianist. I mean, he was amazing. And then he always continued to play jazz in his life. And so we had jazz records when I was growing up in the 60s, 50s, 60s. I had good music around me. I had an uncle that was a Latino piano player.
Wow.
And he would play for me, and it was so great. But I never really took the time as a child to really get into music, because then I got into photography. But when I moved to New York, I started taking jazz piano lessons. So then I started focusing more. And it wasn't until I was in my mid to late 50s that I was in a band, because I'd never had time.
Yeah.
And so my first band was a reggae band, which was great, because all I had to do was chop, chop, and I knew enough chords, because learning jazz. So I had a really good time with them. So that was in Connecticut for like 6 years or 7 years. And then when I moved to Woodstock, for two or 3 years I didn't have a band. So we had I had a couple guys come over once in a while, a drummer and a guitar player. And finally, we kind of made it a band.
But when you didn't have a band, did you know that you eventually wanted to be in one again?
Well, when I didn't have, you mean when I was in Woodstock? When I first moved up here? It was kind of nice having a break a little bit, just the responsibility. I mean, it's one thing to be, playing music and going to venues and having a roadie. Who don't got no roadie? I'm a roadie. And I tell you, after some of these gigs, they're tiring.
Yeah.
And then you got to move all your stuff back out into the car, out of the car, back into my studio, so.
That life could not be for me. I could not live on the road.
I'm talking road. I'm talking, I don't think we have more than 10 gigs a year, our band. But for me, it's plenty.
Yeah. I can't wait to see your band one day.
Freaks Garage.
Love that. How did you come up with that name?
Well, I have this picture. I'll send you some pictures that you could add into this if you want.
Yeah, please.
when I was like 17 or 18, I was riding my 10-speed around Fullerton, California, with my little Pentax that my brother gave me, and I was shooting car salesmen, photographing car salesmen and mechanics, and barbers, and I was just giving myself jobs, to do. But and the car salesmen are the best. But I had this picture of this mechanic standing in front of his garage, and his garage, on the top of the garage says Freak's Garage. And the guy, he's got a shirt on, his name's Dick. So he's Dick Freak. And my guitar player is looking at, the first time he was in my studio, he goes, "That's a good name for a band, Freak's Garage."
That is a good name.
So there we are, Freak's Garage.
I love that. It suits. Did you like living in New York City when you moved from California?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Oh my God. Oh.
Because you do give off California surfer in some ways. Mix that with, the artist vibe. And so as someone who's lived in a lot of different areas and had, feel different things in different places, how was that transition for you moving from California to New York?
Well, they say, I have a friend who said you can take the kid out of California, but you can't take the California out of the kid.
For sure.
Well, I mean, it was total cultural shock. I couldn't believe it. And then, this guy that I worked for, Bruce, he had this golden retriever, Rowdy. And so when we weren't on location shooting, which we were all the time, I'd have to go to his apartment on 56th Street on the east side and walk his dog for him. And walk around the city walking this dog and picking up after, it's that kind of thing, First, I was in somebody's apartment that was a friend of Bruce's, and that was culture shock, just being inside of this guy's apartment. And then I found an apartment in Brooklyn Heights, and it was $200 a month.
Oh my God.
So when I come home from these trips, we'd go to like Morocco or wherever, and we'd come back to New York, and then we'd go over the Triborough Bridge. We always made sure we went over the Triborough Bridge so we could see it, And here we go, going right back into the city, and then bam, you're back in the city, and it's like full force.
Yeah.
Remember, in the late 70s, early 80s, Studio 54 was still going on, and there was a lot of cocaine and a lot of everything, So it was wild times.
When and why did you move upstate?
Well, we had a loft in the city, so Nancy was modeling at the time, and so we had apartments, but then we ended up getting a loft in the city, and then we bought a house in Stone Ridge, and we had that from like 82 or 3 to 1990.
Okay.
And then we sold both. We sold both and moved to Connecticut, raised our family in Connecticut. And we had a built-in community here from when we used to live here. So we just, this is the best place to go. We love it up here.
Yeah. And your son lives here, doesn't he?
My son and my daughter. Yeah.
So they moved with you from Connecticut?
Yeah. Jack, my son moved with us. He was with us in Connecticut. My daughter was living in Venice Beach, California, and then she got pregnant. And so they scattered back, be near Nini and Bebop. I'm Bebop.
Bebop. I love that.
That wasn't my call either.
Oh, who decided?
But I made him keep it when he said it accidentally.
Okay.
He was trying to say Poppy, and Bebop comes out, and I go, "That'll do. That'll work."
That works. I feel like my sister-in-law is pregnant. It's going to be my parents' first grandchild, and I feel like my parents are trying to decide what they want to be called. And I think my dad wants it to happen like that. Like he wants the kid to say something, and he'd be like, "That's it."
Yeah, that's the best.
Yeah,
it's the best. Yeah, that's good. I mean, it's hard enough to just name the kid. Then you got to name the grandpa.
We've touched on it, like I've weaved it in some ways, but I really love to hear about people's relationship to their intuition. And so I would love to hear about, if you think you're an intuitive person, what that looks like for you and how that has shown up in your life.
Yeah, well, I think being a photographer is all about intuition. And I think it's really helped me to trust it in other ways too. Although I don't think about it that much, when I have a camera and I'm working, it's like I totally trust it. And it may seem like I'm doing the craziest things, or I'm getting into the something that isn't going anywhere. Somewhere I'm setting something up or waiting for something to happen, and it's just a matter of being ready again. Got to catch that moment, and you got to trust your intuition.
And I love how you said that has helped you trust in other areas of your life. So what are the areas of your life that it's been harder to trust it, and how has your photography practice strengthened that?
Yeah, well, musically, it's the same kind of thing. Like when you go to solo, when it's your turn to solo through a song, you're totally using your intuition. You have to know how you're going to start it, and you wait till the last second. You're not listening to everybody else solo and then go, oh, okay. You're not going to say, I already know what I'm going to do to start this solo. So you just trust yourself, and you go for a certain key or whatever, something that you feel like sounding like, and you start it. And then the rest of it's the same thing. It's like, you have chord changes to follow through, but you still can do whatever you want. Carpentry wise too, I'm kind of planning stuff like when I'm sanding or something where it's a no-brainer. You're doing something repeatedly. Like here, there was a lot of repetitive stuff going on because I had to prepare that wood. So I'd be preparing the wood, and I'd be thinking about how I'm going to do it and how I'm going to, and then being open to change too, like changing your ideas. I think that's another intuitive thing, right? Like I think, the way I put the corner together on that countertop, the herringbone effect, that was actually Brooke's idea that I was fighting. And I was forced into using it. Not by her, but because I was running out of wood.
I love that point on being open to it changing, because I think that our intuition needs that space. Like it can't be boxed into like a rigid plan. We can have some structure and some preconceived thoughts, but then we have to allow it to evolve and transform into something that we weren't even anticipating.
Yeah. And then it's getting better.
And it sounds like, from what you've said so far, intuition and creativity are very interconnected for you.
Yeah. And improvisation works itself in there.
What about when you're tuning into your intuition, if you do, in other areas of your life that are less creative?
Like making, cooking?
Yeah, cooking or making day-to-day decisions. This is just random examples, but like what house to buy, or when to sell a house, or when to move, or what grocery store to go to. Just the other ways that our intuition don't always think about.
I don't know really, except for if you're driving somewhere or something, you have a place to get to, like, and you're late. But you see a picture you want to take, and you have to pull the car over and stop and take the picture. I think when I'm driving, I think of my mind starts going. And I realize I've been driving like a really long time without any music on.
That happens to me too.
and it's like, well, this has been kind of nice. I could kind of think a little bit more clear, because I think I'm always listening to music like I'm going to try to play it. So I'm trying to hear it and to learn it.
Okay.
Instead of just enjoying it. This is called Intuitively Wild.
It is.
So what? Can I ask you, why is it? I mean, but I just want to know how, this plays in your life. I mean, to name your place Intuitively Wild is kind of cool. I like the idea. It's like what we're talking about here.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Well, I came up with the name for my business years ago, and it just kind of came to me intuitively. It came when I wanted to start a blog, and I was trying to think of a name. This was like 4 years ago or something. And I was creating a blog, I was thinking of a name, and it really is just one of those things that just like came into my head, and I was like, that's it. For me, being wild means being authentically myself and like not conforming or constricting or restricting myself or like stuffing myself into a box, and just like choosing to confidently and courageously follow my intuition and my path. And that's what I want to help people connect to with this space. Like all the offerings here, ideally help people connect to their intuition and follow that wildly, as in confidently and courageously.
Nice. It's a great idea. Did you feel intuitive as a child? I mean, like at a certain age, did you start to feel like I'm kind of feeling where I want to go and what I want to do?
Yeah, I think I went through phases. So I think when I was really young, you know, I was just, I think when we're kids, we're always intuitive. We're always tapped into some sort of essence of who we are. And then I had a couple of years where I was very disconnected from that and lost myself in certain ways. And then I think there was a time when I found my way back to myself. And that is when I was like, oh, I know I want to do yoga, or I know I want to study herbalism. And like also that really fed into my travels. Like I know I need to go here and then here. And so then, yeah, there was always at some point in my life something that turned on that was like, I know where to go.
Yeah, that's good. You got in the right direction. Got in a good direction there.
Yeah, I guess so. And it kind of felt like I had no other choice. Like my brain was just like, I know this is what I have to do and I can't ignore it. Yeah. Have you had those moments in your life?
Well, for some reason, you made me think of like before our kids were born, and well, let's see, would have been, I don't know, my late 20s, I guess. We were doing a lot of yoga. We had this amazing yoga teacher. She was an Iyengar yoga teacher. Like she studied with Iyengar.
Wow.
And you know, she's in the city. And she also taught Alexander technique. And yeah,
I don't know if I know what that is.
Yeah, it's like a alignment kind of a therapy thing, you know. And so at the time when I was seeing her, I was like completely sunken in. I had the worst posture. The worst posture. From like this all the time with my camera, you know.
Right, yeah.
And I was totally sucked in here, and I was just thinking about her the other day because I was working in the city with the babies, and I had these assistants, you know, and they were all asking, they go, Tim, how come your posture is so good? It's not really that good, but they made me think, and I told them about my Alexander teacher working with me with the camera and getting me in better positions and make me understand like how, you know, like if you're like a rock guitar player, you're playing down, you do that when you're into it, and it's okay. But when you come out of it, you lengthen back out and you get tall again, or, you know, and it made me think about her because it's so long ago now. Because now I'm 70, and I feel really good. I mean, you know. I'm sure a lot of 70-year-olds feel really good, but I feel really good. And I have to say, I was thinking about her. I'm blaming it on her.
That's amazing.
Yeah, she set me up. Yeah.
I love that, and this is something I'm really passionate about. I think in the yoga world, it has become very copy and paste, and a lot of teachers teaching to groups and just not teaching to the individual. And this is just such a prime example about how we're all so different. Like you needed certain posture and alignment and support because you're a photographer and because of what you do. And so I think we all need to, for some of us, find the teachers who can support us individually, but also get to know our own bodies and our own needs and like really be able to tune into that and not tried to just assume that yoga or alignment, both physically and energetically, is one size fits all.
Right, yeah. Yeah. Everybody needs something, a little something. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know, it could be diet, it could, you know, whatever, but hopefully people are happy, you know, you're happy.
Have you always felt happy and good and on that wave of life, just riding it? Or have there been moments that, or seasons of your life that have been more challenging?
There are challenging things still, but overall I'm laughing a lot and having a lot of fun, and I'm happy. And I try to keep doing things that make me happy.
I feel like that's a theme that you've been repeating, is you just kind of try to follow the things that you like.
I do, yes.
And I think that that's huge. Like, I don't think that that's something to undermine or just pass over, because I think actually for a lot of people it's really challenging to just follow what they like.
It's hard to make time for it if you don't have your life set up in a way. That's why I knew I could never work for anybody. You're always working for somebody if you're making some money, you know, but I just work to be happy. I'm happy working.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think also a lot of people have these limits that they've put on themselves, like, I have to have this kind of job, or I'm supposed to do this, or people expect this of me, and can get really caught up in the judgments or expectations of others, or the shoulds of life. And I feel like it seems like you haven't let yourself get caught up in that. Has that felt true for you?
For me, once I decide to do something, I bulldoze it. I go after it and I do it. You know, and I do it the best I can, and that's all I could ask of myself. I try to, you know, full disclosure, you like anybody, like, you know, I'm really a photographer, but I'll do your carpentry. Mm-hmm. But the things that are hard for me actually are this new age, the thing with Instagram and how it's expected of me. Tim, come on, you gotta get your Instagram, you gotta do that, you know? And I get it, I get why. And I actually get, it's kind of fun, but it's kind of like, I mean, I feel like, I started feeling like, oh, I have to do that as much as I brush my teeth. Once you got in that role to be in social media, plus I didn't know how it works, how it would really work for me. I wasn't feeling it, how it works for me as a, like, I have an Instagram, it's mostly photography account, but I've never added any of my other thing, my music or my carpentry or anything. And, you know, my daughter told me I should just get a different Instagram and do all your other stuff. But you know, I don't know. You have any advice for that? You probably have some really good advice for that.
I mean, that was...
Like, did you look me up?
Oh, well,
when Brooke told me about you?
No,
told me about me?
Actually I didn't, because I'm very trusting in certain ways, and I trusted Brooke, and she was like, I think we should use Tim, and I was like, great, let's do it. We did talk about some other people, but both, like, intuitively we both came to the conclusion that you were the right choice. So I did not look you up online. I have many different thoughts and feelings about social media, and I'm more than happy to talk through it with you if you want to. But for me, I don't think that, especially with where you're, if I had the choice not to be on it, I don't think I would, at least like Instagram, I don't think I'd be on it. Oh. I think career-wise, where you're at, if you don't need it and it's not bringing you joy, and it sounds like what has brought you joy has brought you success, then why do it? I think you just have to get really clear on your why. Like, why are you doing it? And that's with anything in life. Like, what's the point?
Yeah. It's not like I need more work, really.
Yeah, so then...
I mean, I like good work. Mm-hmm. It would be good to get some good work, you know. This was good work. Good. You were good work.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Yeah. That mushroom wood. It was good work, but a lot of splinters.
Yes. If you could think back on Well, first I'll start with, I have two questions and they're kind of build off of each other. The first is if you could think back on this project of helping me create Intuitively Wild, what is one lesson that you are taking away from it?
Wow. Actually, working with this inconsistent wood, you know, I learned a lot that it's possible, and that you just got to trust that it's going to kind of come together enough, you know. And I felt comfortable with you. You want to make sure you're making your client happy, you know. And so I tried to explain how nothing's going to be like perfect here. I mean, you were always great about, it's all crooked wood and it's all rough, and that's the look you want. So, you know, we did it.
Yeah.
But so I learned a lot with that here, working with that kind of like, you know, wood like that.
Okay, and then second part of that question, when you look back on your life in general, do you feel like there's a main theme or lesson that comes through that has really followed you throughout a lot of your life?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's keep it simple and do the best you can, you know.
I love that.
And try to make it a little interesting. Got to do that too.
I love hearing that theme because it does feel very true to a lot of what my reflections on our work together has been. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, I like, the other thing is just making things is fun. You know, Nancy and I, we make a lot of things for the staging. We bring it like that personal touch.
Yeah, I love that you guys work together. And Nancy did this dried flower arrangement that I have outside of my space, which is so beautiful, and I haven't gotten to meet her as deeply as I have you, but I love that you guys
I
work
want Nancy
together.
to meet you and hang out.
Yeah, she has to come.
Yeah, we're going to get you out of Kerhonkson someday. We're going to take you out to dinner in Woodstock.
Yes, I would love that so much.
Yeah, we'll get Brooke, you know.
Yeah, that would be so much fun.
We should go to the Red Onion where she decorated there.
Oh, that'd be so much fun.
Yeah.
I love that idea. We'll have to have a celebratory dinner, for sure.
Yeah, all right. Oh, this is the last question?
Do you want to keep going?
No.
We can keep going.
I'm finally relaxed now.
Living intuitively wild means connecting to your true self and living dedicated to who you are at your core, no matter what. How do you feel like you live intuitively wild?
I think I'm a really good example of intuitively wild.
I agree.
I never thought about it until I heard the name of it, and I was like, okay, I like the name of that place.
And
I could partake.
how do you feel like you do that in your life? I mean, from our conversation and from the little I know you, I feel like it comes very naturally to you.
Yeah, well, you know what, this is very interesting. You're making me think about a lot of things that are good that I could probably take a little further, which is, I think, when I'm like under the gun, so to speak, to make something, to like if Nancy says we really need a framed piece of artwork for this particular wall in this house that we're staging, right? And we need it like in an hour. So, you know, I have to like come up with something fast. And, you know, so that's when I go intuitively wild. You know, I go after something, and I just get a quick idea in my head, and I just do it the best I can. You know, simple.
Yeah, and that actually, I feel like your intuition comes through a lot in the moment. Like when you, even what you were saying before about knowing what you're going to do as the wood comes together, like in that moment it's being revealed to you and you just kind of follow those instincts. in response to things.
Yeah, you know, like the thing that's happening with like carpentry is I'm getting better with the tools. You know, and the tools, like when you understand what they can do, then you can start making art with them and like get more creative with them.
Yeah.
More intuitively wild with them.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the thing with creativity. We need the freedom and the flow and the openness, and then we also need some structure and some foundation and support. And then when those two can kind of like help each other.
That's right. And I think I'm comfortable with the foundation and support. I think that's one thing that I probably didn't have younger.
Interesting.
But still, I would just go after it, like when I have to do something.
Yeah.
You know, when you're working as a fashion photographer, you know, they just come out and they hand you, you know, the model, basically.
They don't give you any direction?
Well,
or?
sometimes they give you a little direction, but when I worked for Ralph Lauren, they let me do whatever I want.
Wow.
You know, and I was still shooting film when I was working for them. And then one day they just said, no more film, Tim. You gotta go digital. Beginning to the end.
So do you prefer it when people give you more structure or less?
Less.
Okay.
Yeah. In fact, I like none.
Yeah, see, we're different in that way. I need the structure.
Know what it's going to be used for, and you know who's looking at it. You know, I mean, you know, there's all that kind of thing that's going on in advertising. You know, there's a theme. There's usually a tema. You got to have a tema, a theme, and there usually is for every photo shoot.
If you could make one wish or intention for, let's say, the next year, for your life or for yourself, what would it be?
To play the jazz organ like Jimmy Smith. Let's see, that ain't happening, so let's think of a different one. What I'd like to see happen in the next couple of years is for me just to be like completely an artist, like I mean, just making my own art. And I almost feel like I'm not even ready for that. That's why I'm giving myself a couple of years. I need to get in that head of you know, believing in something enough that you can do like a whole series of something. When I was so happy when I was a kid and I was photographing the car salesman. And then years later, I had a show, you know, up here in Woodstock of the car salesman. And
I love that.
People love it because it's all so retro now.
Yeah, so cool.
Yeah, yeah. So I'd like to have some projects in the future that I just work on that, and nothing else. Well, you got to play a little music once in a while.
No, that's amazing, and I hope that your self-trust continues to grow, that you lean into that more and more. And if you ever want to, this is my open invitation, if you ever want to do a show or have some of your art here for people to look at, I would be honored.
Really? Oh
yeah,
my
100%.
God, is this still running?
Yeah, we got it on tape.
Okay, we got this on, we got it on film.
Yeah, I mean it, truly.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be an honor. And it's been an honor to have you here and to work with you and to know you. And I hope that you continue to come to the space and hang out, bring Nancy, bring your kids, bring their grandkids. Thank you.
Well,
so
thank
much.
you for having me. This has been really nice.
Good.
I felt very relaxed the whole time.
Good.
We could thank Brooke for this, right?
Yes, Brooke.
Couch.
The couch is actually, I was really nervous about this couch, and she convinced me it was the right one. So we can thank Brooke for this.
Nice, nice.
Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Intuitively Wild, the podcast. I hope it helped deepen your connection to yourself, sparked some insights, and inspired you to live intuitively wild. If you enjoyed this podcast, it would mean so much to me if you would share it with others and leave a rating and review. And please reach out to me. I would love to connect with you. I will we'll see you next time for more magic.